Hello, podcast listeners.
Hi!
Welcome to Kids What We're Watching Tonight. My name's Andrew.
I'm Neve.
There's just two of us today.
It's so lonely.
Well, not that lonely because over the weekend we watched an action film, an old action film.
No, it's amazing. Do you know why?
Why?
Because there's a sexy actor in it.
But it was all right because there's a sexy actor in it.
Well, there's other stuff to make it good, but that actor, beautiful.
And who is that actor, Nibidibs?
The one. The only. The boogeyman.
John Wick.
Jean-Luc, a.k.a. Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Saying Keanu by itself just sounds stupid. It has to be Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, but that's because you're not friends with him.
Yeah, but Keanu?
Keanu. Not Keanu. No, don't do it. Keanu.
It's like piano, but with a K.
No, it's Keanu, not piano.
No, it's
not
Keanu.
No, it's not.
Keanu Reeves.
It's Keanu.
Keanu.
Yeah, not
Keanu.
Keanu.
No, it's Keanu.
Right, okay, we're not having this discussion. Neither one of us know him, so, maybe his friends call him Key.
Or Anno.
Or Reeves. Maybe they actually do call him Jean-Wick. Just for a joke, but anyway.
Jean-Wick.
We watched the 1994 film.
Oh, it's ancient. Oh.
It is Speed.
Speed!
I was 19.
Like the drug!
I was 19 when this came out.
Don't lie. You were 29.
I was 19 when this came out.
You were 29.
No, I was 24.
Ha!
Sorry,
I was right.
85, 95. Yeah, I was 24 when this came out. Sorry.
You lied.
Oh my god, I've just aged 5 years. Just like that. So, yes, this was the Jan de Bont 1994 action extraordinaire Speed. Before we get started, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check out
YouTube as well.
Yep.
Dad makes stupid, funny videos compressed with memes of our intros.
Well, for now, I've stopped doing that. I'm just putting up our old episodes with audio and pictures for now. But I'll get back to doing that, doing all our intros and stuff like that. Also, like and subscribe us wherever you listen to us. Jan de Bont films. You've already seen one of his films.
Yeah.
You've maybe seen two, actually, because you saw Twister.
Uh-huh.
And then the last film he did was The Cradle of Life, the Tomb Raider one. Have you seen that?
Is that the one with the girl?
Yes.
I've seen it.
Are you sure?
Yes, because we went to the cinema with it. And what they had to do is like, oh, she actually buried herself in there because she had this evil disease. That's right. Yeah, I know.
No, that's the new Tomb Raider. We went and saw that one.
I don't.
The one where she's cycling around the city and she's got a fox's tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the new Tomb Raider. So this is one with Angelina Jolie. This was done years ago.
Don't think so, no.
I'm sure we've got them on DVD somewhere.
I'm sure I've watched it.
I think you've watched the first one, right? Oh, okay. So anyway, he directed that, but he only directed like 4 or 5 films.
Oh.
And then disappeared. So he did...
Is he just disappeared off the face of it? He just vanished?
I don't know, because he did... We're going to do some numbers. Okay.
Oh, it's been a while since we've done numbers.
It's been a while since we did numbers, but he was a cinematographer, and after doing big films like Die Hard, Hunt for Red October, Lethal Weapon 3, you've seen Die Hard, he was the cinematographer. So he lines up like the shots and makes it look a certain way. So
it's flawless.
Yeah, well, so that you get certain visuals, for example. So the director will say, I want a shot here of hands in the background answering the phone and John McClane walking away, and then the cinematographer will be like, okay, if we put the camera here and we light it like this and it looks like this, he does all that. So having done lots of action films, he did Speed. This was his first film as a director.
Ooh.
Cost 30 million, took 340
million, or just
340 million. I think that's America. I don't think that's worldwide, but it could have been. This is 1994. He then did Twister, which we saw about
Twister's good.
Cycle. Yeah,
it was really good of how he did that collapsing house.
Yep.
And you can hear about us talking about it on the podcast list.
Yes,
just scroll down a whole bunch.
You have to scroll down a whole bunch, but yes, Twister's there. Actually, if I put this one up, I'll maybe put Twister up as well on YouTube, so the two of them are together.
Yeah.
He did Twister, which cost 90 million. And then that made 495 million. I think he did the sequel, Speed 2 Cruise Control, which absolutely bombed. It was set on a tanker, on a cruise ship. And if the cruise ship slowed down, it had, it blew, the engines blew up or something
but
with it.
A cruise ship's a cruise ship. It's just the ocean.
Yeah, it could just go around in circles in the ocean. I don't know. Something... I never watched it because everyone said it was really bad. And
they've run out of water.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock's still in it, but Keanu Reeves has been replaced.
Okay.
I don't know if it's... Actually, I don't even know if it's the same character. Hold on, actually. No, he doesn't play the same character. So Jack Traven, who's Keanu Reeves in Speed, is replaced by Jason Patric, who plays another actor. But Sandra Bullock's still in it. But
Okay.
I think it... Oh, there it is. It cost 110, but it only made 164, so it kind of bombed. And then with the problems that were on Twister, like the guys burning their eyes and him being a bit psycho, I think he then did Cradle of Life, and that was him. He did one other film, which I can't...
no one knows the name of.
Which I can't remember off the top of my head. And then he's disappeared. He's not done anything since.
Maybe we'll just one day stumble across him working in Morrison's.
I doubt that. I think he's just gone back to doing cinematography.
Oh.
Or he's doing TV or stuff now, but I don't know. So that was that. So this is Speed. Bomb on a bus.
Uh-huh.
If the bus goes over 50, the bomb arms. If the bus drops under 50,
it blows up.
It blows up. Isn't that a simple premise?
It is a simple premise, but there's so much that goes wrong.
There is. But
so
the
much that goes wrong. You're flipping the note, but you've got a lot of notes there.
I've got 2 pages of notes here. So we start off. What do we want to do? The story? Will we do the story or the characters? Story. So it starts off with the elevator bomb.
Ooh.
So this introduces our heroes and our villain.
Yes, our villain. His main thing that I picked up on was, and it will come in. You'll understand why it was there. His hand is got burn marks all over it, and is missing its pinky.
No, he's missing his thumb.
His thumb.
Yes. Though there's a weird scene where he's on the phone and he's touching his ear, and it's just like he's got his thumb folded into the center of his hand, and he touches his ear, and you can see like the special glove he's got over that makes it like but you can see the tip of his thumb is just kind of there. He looks like he's got a lump in the middle of his hand. A lot of the scenes they hide it.
Well, it could I don't know if it can happen, but your hand, like your skin's like all melted, like the blood sticks to the skin, like it welds your thumb.
Yeah, but you can clearly
hand.
see that his thumb is. It's like that scene in Predator where the guy's arm gets blown off and you can see it tied behind his back. It only happens once or twice. But we start off with a bomb in an elevator. Bomber wants $3 million, and Keanu Reeves
finds a way to get everyone out of it before the guy blows up the elevator for the people in it.
Yes. He gets annoyed, so he sets up another task, which is the bomb on the bus.
Yes, and he gets his attention by blowing up Bob.
Yes, he blows up Bob the driver.
That's so sad.
So he blows up one bus to get Jack's attention. Keanu Reeves plays Jack Traven.
And then he just says, "Oh, go to," I think it was like number...
It's number the bus is number 2525. He says it's here, it's heading downtown, this is where it's going.
And it looks awesome. It's like the chase scene in The Matrix. It's awesome. He goes down, he gets this really fancy car with this guy just sitting there don't scratch my car. He
grabs his car, which is a Jeep, and he stops and tries to run and get on the bus, but then the bus drives away, so he has to nick someone's Jaguar.
Yeah.
But
it's a nice car.
Yeah, so that is the start of the film. We'll get to the ending a little bit later, but this actually has like 3 distinct parts. You've got the elevator at the start, and they think the bomber's killed himself.
You've got the
and they
bus
get
the bus.
Yeah, they get a medal for saving the elevator, and then you've got the bus section, and you've got an end section.
This end section is spicy.
Spicy. We have got, as our bomber is Dennis Hopper. You don't know him. He passed away several years ago, but he was in loads of stuff.
Like Spoof, was he in...
No, serious stuff. He's most famous for being in probably Easy Rider. He's most infamous for being in Kevin Costner's Waterworld. Is it like cop stories he's narrating, or is it just like serious stories? He's a good actor. He was in Blue Velvet, where he plays. It's kind of hard to. He's like a villain, but he's a bit of a like sexual deviant. It's a bit weird. It's a David Lynch film, so it's very weird.
Is he like a really good villain, like the guy from Robin Hood?
And Ready Player One, Ben Mendelsohn.
Yes.
He has that kind of vibe.
Was he the original Ben Thingbob?
He probably could be like an original villain. A lot of his later stuff was him being a villain.
Mm-hmm. He was really good as well.
But a lot of his...
He had good plans. He had good execution for most of it.
He did.
In Speed, he had some good ideas.
He did.
And he set up everyone.
Yes. You also have, kind of going against him, is Jeff Bridges, which is the partner.
How's he going against him?
Well, because they're the 2 older people, if you understand. As Dennis says, he's like, we all know that that Harry was the brains behind the operation.
Uh-huh.
So Jeff is the guy that's got all the knowledge of bombs, because he's the guy that's like, oh, you know, bombers usually stick to this, you usually do that.
But he's like, bring me all the information about bombs, and he has blueprints in front of him. He's got handbooks.
Yeah, so he's the knowledge, he's the kind of, and he's the older guy, whereas Jack's just kind of running in. And
he's young, he's stupid, he's smart at the same time, he's beautiful, and I kind of
Is he? Because you were like, he is...
Beautiful.
Was he not a bit too young?
No, he's beautiful.
Is he as good looking? Well, okay, so...
No, Isla said he was too young.
Keanu had been when he did this film...
He did that horrible Surfer Bro movie. No one likes that movie.
Everybody loves that movie.
No one likes that
Another
movie.
podcast you can listen to is Point Break. An awesome film. Well, you don't like it, but, I mean, he'd been doing films for 10 years before he did this.
Oh.
He'd been doing films, since the early 80s. A couple of sports movies. He was in Youngblood. He was in...
That sounds like a good movie. That sounds like...
He'd done... By the time he did this, he'd already done Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Point Break, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Parenthood.
Who's Bill and Ted? I feel like I heard the name.
You don't remember Bill and Ted? Be excellent to each other. The two rock guys that... You've watched Excellent...
Oh, they go back
steal
in
the
time!
Yes.
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
You've watched that one, but you've never watched Bogus Journey, the one where they die. Bogus Journey is the absolute
I remember
bomb.
the first one.
Yeah. First one's awesome. We need to watch Bogus Journey one day. But yeah, so he'd done films, and then this kind of made him... This was in, 94? He'd do The Matrix in 99.
Mm-hmm.
In between those films, he'd do like...
He aged a bit when he went into The Matrix. He looks way different.
He does look quite young. I think it's the short hair as well, if you understand.
Yeah.
He looks really...
Younger with short hair.
Yeah, but he also looks very kind of cop, if you understand. He was quite muscular and quite beefy.
Yeah, Matrix, he's also quite beefy. He's got quite...
Yeah, but he's got more foppish kind of, chilled
like,
out hair.
Yeah, he's got longer hair. Not my length long hair. He's got like...
For those of you that can see.
Yeah, he's got like just under jaw long hair.
But yeah, and it's a different take on it because he's more... In John Wick, he's very kind of focused and macho and determined.
Smart.
In The Matrix, he's a bit kind of...
He's a bit nerdy.
He is a bit nerdy, but then
skeptical, that's a good word for it.
He is. But in this one, he's very focused about the law and what he's doing.
He's focused, dumb, young, and stupid.
Yes. That was not what I expected you to say. I expected you to say the quote from Point Break.
No.
Okay, you don't remember it. That's fine. So anyway...
Young, dumb, and sex.
Young, dumb, and sex. That's not the quote.
What is it?
I'm not telling you because it's rude. Anyway, you also have Sandra Bullock, she plays Annie, who'd been doing a couple of movies. She had, just before this, I think she was in Demolition Man, the one with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes, where they freeze him. And they have to get him out of ice.
Yeah, and then he comes back, and then you got upset one day because it turned into a pizza place where it used to be a taco place.
Yeah, and in the scene where he's like, I will take you to Taco Bell for dinner because of the fast food wars. There was no other fast food places, but they redubbed it badly in the UK because there was no Taco Bells.
Yeah.
So he's like, I will take you to Pizza Hut. But it was like somebody else's voice.
Yeah, I remember
terrible.
that one. Yeah.
But she plays the kind of nerdy cop.
All right.
That's all super friendly and stuff like that. So she had some stuff before this, but this really kind of made the two of them hugely popular.
Mm-hmm. I can see why. She looks very pretty in the movie. Her hair looks nice, but at the same time, 90s.
Chic.
She looked very much like Rachel from Friends.
Is this pre-Friends? No, this would be about Friends. No, because it's not long enough to be a Rachel. It's more of a bob cut.
No, it's kind of.
It's like, a long bob.
Yeah, Rachel had that for a while.
Wait, Rachel had like a I
don't
care about Rachel.
Every single season, all the different characters had a different hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My girlfriend at the time, she wanted to get a Rachel.
Ooh! You had girlfriends before, Mom? Ooh! I'm telling Mom.
Mom knows. Anyway, right, back to the film. I'd wanted to watch this for a while. I actually thought it was an 18, so I don't know if it's been reclassified as a 15 recently or
I don't
whatever.
see... I kind of see why it's a 15, but at the same time I don't.
The only two gory bits, the bits where he stabs the guy at the start.
Yes.
And the bit where Keanu Reeves kills him at the end by knocking his head off.
But the thing is, when his
which
head
looks
goes
a bit
back,
cheesy.
It's so weird because he's definitely a rubber doll, and it hits off the thing, then it goes back and goes...
It does look a bit weird. But apart from that...
I think it's the thing, like, bombers, I think the idea of that, like, oh, I've got this girl now has a bunch of seafloor TNT strapped to her chest, or this.
Yeah,
bus
but that's not.
Some people
Yeah.
could see that like, oh, what if someone actually does this from this idea? They have a bomb under a bus one day.
Possibly, because I mean, I know stuff like drug use automatically makes it a 15 because they don't want people seeing stuff like that.
In
I don't
Birds
know.
of Prey, that's what happens.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 18, but maybe it was just me and I was kind of like
Ferris Bueller used to be an 18. I don't
No.
see how. I thought you said it used to be a.
Shining used to be an 18.
Okay, I can.
Another
kinda see
podcast
that.
we've done. We'll need to watch the sequel to that. There you go. We'll do that this week.
Doctor.
Doctor Sleep.
Oh,
We'll do that next week.
next week.
yeah.
Well, we could do that.
But I don't know why I didn't show it to you sooner. And it was only when I was watching it that I realised like how epic and tense it all is.
Mm-hmm.
As cute as Sandra Bullock is, and as hot and sexy as Keanu Reeves
Play
is,
that sax.
it's the action though.
It's the. Oh my god, there's so much
So-
thing.
so-
I was sitting at the edge of my sofa, holding Dad's arm. If I had nails, I would be biting. There'd be no nails left.
They'd be embedded in my legs. It was like- so let's start at the front. We got the elevator.
That didn't scare me that much.
Not
That
even
was
when
like-
they just managed to put like the elevators dropping as they're
Oh
pulling
yeah,
people out.
that I honestly thought that her feet were just gonna come off.
Yeah.
I honestly thought they were just like.
Because it starts off that they're near the top and the people. So the elevator's stuck just above the floor. So they have to
need
kind
a
of.
little bit to slide out, and then
Yeah.
it goes down.
And
Yeah,
then it
quite
drops.
a big chunk.
Yeah.
It drops again, the full elevator, then it drops
And then it
dramatically,
drops
it's
below
halfway.
floor level, and they have to pull the last person up out of it. And just as in that, just as they get her legs out, it drops.
I know. It started dropping whilst they were pulling her out. It's like that scene where the the metal doors are coming down. And you have to slide
Yes.
underneath it.
Yes. So it's
You
kind
always
of.
think that they're gonna get cut in half.
Yeah. So you've got that, and then they obviously they face off against Dennis Hopper the first time.
Yes.
Then you have the car chase to get onto the bus.
That was also
Well-
quite dramatic. He was breaking glass, trying to jump
Hold on.
in.
We'll go back just a little bit before that. The first bus explosion.
Was Bob's bus?
Yeah, but it's pretty well done. I mean, it blows up whilst it's still driving, and he chases it down the road.
Yeah, it blows up at the back, and then it starts to, because it heats up for a while, and then it blows up at the front where the engine is, and I was like,
It explodes from the back
Yeah.
forward, so it explodes away because the bus is driving away from the camera. But that's done really well, and then he
It
has to
is done
chase
really well.
after it, and you see him running next to it, and he kind of gives up because he knows it's destroyed.
It's like the way in Die Hard. You know how his vest and like the outfit, it keeps getting dirtier and dirtier, but you can be like, the reason why it's black and dusty is because he climbed through the vents.
Yes.
The reason it's covered in blood is because of this, the shards
Yes.
of that. It's like that in this movie. There was like it turned a bit ashy because he was wearing a white top.
Yes.
It got a bit
It gets a bit worse,
ashy from the-
yeah.
from the bus, and then it gets worse by
Yeah.
the explosion on their bus.
But he then has to. So once that bus has exploded, he gets a phone call. He has to get onto the next bus. So that leads to a little car chase.
That's a good car chase, though.
A good car chase in the Jaguar. He smashes the door off the Jaguar, and he
But
dives.
the guy just, this guy, don't hurt my Jaguar. This is all I have. Don't hurt my Jaguar. And
Yeah.
then he just rips the door off.
He's like, "Are you insured?" He's like, "Yeah." Why? He opens the door, hits the brake, and smashes the door. And then he tells the
Yeah.
guy, like, take the wheel.
I felt so bad for that guy.
I'm sure he'll be well compensated.
Yeah.
And he got to drive really, really fast for a second.
Yeah, he did.
So he gets on the bus. The first big thing, after explaining, there's a standoff with a gun and stuff like that.
The lady. No. The police trying to get everyone off the bus.
No, that
There's-
comes later.
No, because the bus driver gets shot.
Yeah, so the bus driver gets shot, but the first thing they have to do is he's complaining about the fact that he can't get, like, they hit the push chair, but it's full of cans, and that freaks Sandra Bullock
Oh
out.
my god,
and
yes. Oh, I thought it was a baby in the pram.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I think it was
Why would anyone go to the shops with a pram and fill it with cans of soup?
Well, this is the thing. Well, it's for recycling. In America, what you do is you take your recycling back to a place and you used to get money.
Really?
Yeah, so you used to. I believe, I don't live in America, so I don't know, but from what
We
I
have to ask
understand from
Mum.
films, is you used to take your recycling to a place and they'd give you like $1 for every kilo of.
That happened when we saw a show. because you have to rent a cup, you spend £1, and if you
Yeah.
give it back, you give £1 back. But people
Yes.
left their cups in the cinema, so not cinema, the theatre, and we collected
Oh,
all
and
their
you
cups.
collected them and gave them back. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you got all the money back.
Yeah.
So, so I always think that was a bit of a cheap stunt, but I mean, it gets the reaction it's supposed to get.
I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
But the
Child dead on the floor.
But the first action bit is the turn. They have to make they tried to turn off, and they're surrounded by police cars. But the police
It's
cars
such a tight turn.
don't stop. The police cars drive through, and then all these school kids start walking across a crosswalk.
Oh God!
Rather
those
than
school kids.
If they were actual policemen, they'd actually stop at the thing and like tell the people not to use the crosswalk.
But the thing is, they're going so fast.
Yeah, and so she can't make the easy turn. So she can't make an easy right turn. So she has to make a 90-degree right turn.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not possible, but this bus is doing 50.
But also, they're doing the thing where all the so it's in the Pirates of the Caribbean when they try to rock the boat.
Yeah.
Where it goes up, they go so it doesn't.
They they try to do the right turn, so they get everybody on the right hand turn to counterbalance the left hand swell. But it's like
so awesome.
It lifts up. I did see the mechanism because there's an extra wheel underneath that pushes the.
Shush, you're ruining the magic. They did
But
it.
It doesn't matter because I was watching it. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about this.
So
And
awesome.
It lifts up and you're like, oh, it's gonna dip.
It's the third bit that I was so shocked by.
So after that,
was the bus driver has a bullet wound in his shoulder, and the police, what they do is they get in this long truck
flatbed,
like a flatbed thing, and they get near and they're like, everyone on this, and Keanu Reeves are like, we can't, because if anyone gets off, the bus explodes.
Yeah.
So he calls up the guy.
No, the guy calls him and says, I hope you're not trying to it looks like you're trying to get people off the bus. And he says, let me have one. The driver got shot. And Dennis Hopper's like, oh, you've been shooting the passengers already. You know, that's no
He's
way
trying
to play the
stir
game.
the pot.
So they get him off.
And it's fine. But then one of the ladies, she's like freaking out. She's like, I must get off. And she's at the thing and she's leaning over. And you know where just before the bus driver the first step, that all just explodes. That just falls off.
Yeah. I mean, that's done. You see her drop and then you see a body roll down. Not in great detail, but you do see.
You know it's her body. You
Yeah.
can tell, but you can't because it's so blackish, reddish.
It's done so quickly
blonde.
as well that you can't tell. But yeah, it is obviously her. But you do see her body kind of get smooshed out there.
I feel like if they were going to
It's not gory.
If they were going to make this an 18, they would have zoomed in on her body so it's more clear that she's getting.
I think if they were going to make it an 18, they would have put a more powerful bomb there and blown her legs off.
Yeah, and then she'd
done
be like,
something gross like that. But
yeah, I could see that. Or you could have a slow motion, like in Death Race, a slow motion of that guy dying, a slow motion of her exploding.
It's not that gory a
God,
film.
I just thought of an amazing film.
What?
Exploding Kittens in real life. You know Exploding Kittens, the card game?
Yeah.
If you get an exploding kitten, you're going to die. Imagine that, but
You've got
a
the
movie.
gremlin in the microwave.
It's like that, but you explode.
Right, we're off topic. What?
Well, we're talking about explosions and
Yeah, but we're not talking about cats exploding. That's just wrong.
No, it's not. The best game ever. Exploding cats.
Kittens.
Same difference.
So you've got that. You've then got the jump.
I don't think they could physically do that.
No, so they
Unless they were like the...
They apparently they filmed it near the end because they bought 8 buses.
Oh, that was...
And the problem is they wrecked 2 buses and destroyed a camera. Now when I don't know if it's the same now, but when they used to make films, they used to rent the cameras from a company because they were so expensive.
Oh.
So
that camera must have cost so much.
So what they do is they built a jump so that the first shot would be the bus getting that big lift up in the air.
Yeah.
So when it jumps, you see it suddenly pop up.
Yeah, and then you see it you can see it just went up and then comes down.
Yeah. So apparently when it came back down, it crashed into the camera and destroyed the camera and the bus. They did it again, and this time they reduced the ramp, but it didn't look as good. But it shot off to one side and crashed again. On the third one, they got it, but I think the third one they got it, but it jumped too far.
Mm.
But the area it had to jump, they just put a ramp on a piece of
Green
road and then just edited it out where you see the footage of the road, it's actually complete.
It's done quite well.
Yeah.
For a movie of its time, it is done quite well.
So you've got that. The other bits I like.
I like the what's it called? Connor from Ferris Bueller. Is it Connor? No, it's Cameron from Ferris Bueller. He's there as his nerdy tour guide who wants to see America.
He's stressed again, like Cameron.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's so good because he's more photographer. And then when they get to the airport, because they find out they could go around the airport and just go around the lanes.
It's restricted airspace.
And then he gets all sad and someone's like, "What is it?" And he's like, "I've already seen the airport."
Yeah, I was here already. But the other bit I like. There's two. There's another big stunt, which is a bit where he gets on the cart that goes underneath the bus.
Oh my god, that freaks me out.
I completely forgot about that.
So, who in their right mind?
Keanu Reeves.
No, he wasn't in his right mind. He must have been on like some sort of drug. He went under the bus.
Tom Cruise would do it.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise is an alien. We all know that.
On a separate.
He has done so many things I don't think are possible for a 50-year-old.
Well, he was actually considered, sidetrack here quickly, the character of Jack.
On the Titanic?
You remember the guy? No, Jack Traven in here.
You must have.
What? The character of Jack was supposed to be played. Do you remember in The Usual Suspects when they have the lineup and the guy jumps out and he's like, "Give me the keys."
Yeah.
He was going to play him.
Oh, really?
It was also, there was talk of Tom Hanks playing him, Tom Cruise, Woody Harrelson.
Okay, I can see Woody Harrelson would make that movie so much better if he did it.
Yeah, and Wesley Snipes, but the director was like, "No, I want
underground actors.
I want Keanu Reeves." Because in Point Break, he was a bit of a rookie. Mm-hmm. He says, "But I want somebody that's not like big and buff." Like the studio was like,
beautiful.
"Oh, we want big like you're big muscular." He's like, "No, I don't want anyone muscular. I want somebody who's like action, but physical, like fast, speedy, reactive, rather than being like a big muscle punchy guy." If you understand. Yeah. So yeah, we nearly had Tom Cruise doing that. But I like the scene where he goes under the bus. But there's one scene which I think is
the rope, and then his feet are literally on the tires. Oh,
it's so well done, so tense, so tense.
I was there at the end of my seat, shaking, like, what's gonna happen?
But the other good one, which I think is pretty basic. There's two. The doors open, and you see it's Keanu Reeves. He steps out of the bus onto the side of the truck, and the truck drives away.
Yeah, it's just done so smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's no safety wires. There's no, like, if that was once again, Tom Cruise would probably just do it. He'd just be like, "Yeah, open the doors. I'll grab onto the truck and drive off." It's like a lot of people would be like... No, but what
Tom Cruise would do?
What, he'd jump onto it?
No.
He'd jump onto the bonnet and hold on with his teeth.
No. He would just say, like, "I don't think anyone should be driving this truck. Like, people should have, like, flown out or something's happened. They jump on and I have to get into the thing."
No, he just needs to get off the bus.
No, but if Tom Cruise did it...
wouldn't be that complicated because it's not about the truck.
If Tom Cruise did it, he would make that a thing. And it's about to drive into the bus and the bus is going to explode and do, like, stuff like that. He would make it extra and he would make it more tense.
He doesn't need to make it more tense. The guy's about to go underneath the thing on the car.
Yeah, I know, but Tom Cruise would do something like that.
Right, okay. All right.
We do that in his spare time.
So the point is, he gets on this. Like, there's no safety wire. There maybe is a safety wire that's hidden inside the truck that pulls him onto it, but there's no safety wires. There's nothing. He just steps off, and then the scene where they're transporting people off the bus onto the other bus, off the bomb bus onto the other bus, and it's just a piece of wood.
Oh, that was also quite tense because.
But you just see, like, the people... I mean, it's probably actors in costumes, but it's like the old lady, the church-going ladies.
Oh, no, that was a man and... That was a married couple.
Yeah, but...
Oh, my God. When I first saw them, I was like, oh, poor them. They're probably just going to Sunday church, gonna have a good time. She had a massive bag, like, probably full of, like, groceries or something. I felt really bad for them. They were dressed all nice and fancy.
Yeah, but the thing is, they just, like... You see the camera from the outside... And you see them just, like, walk across. Well,
it was either that or exploding bus. I'd just run across. I'd be like, whew.
But I'm saying that just as a good shot, it just shows them, like, just...
Running across.
Yeah. I believe the way they filmed a lot of it is they actually had the backgrounds and then the buses were actually up on, like, treadmills.
Right,
so the wheels were turning and they had a huge piece of fake road that was rolling underneath it.
All right. right, yeah.
So it looked like they were on a piece of road.
But they weren't.
But they weren't actually moving at all.
So if they went on the road, they'd just fly off.
But also because the wheels were moving, you'd get that assumption that the ground's moving.
And also it'd make the wood shake as well, so it's realistic.
So it looked really, really cool. I thought that was just a really interesting.
Oh, it's really interesting. Then you've got the last bit, the subway.
The subway. So they think they've done it. What's his name? It's not. Why have I got Jeff Bridges? It's not Jeff Bridges. Yes, it is. Jeff Bridges? Lloyd Bridges? Jeff Bridges. Yeah, Jeff Bridges. Yeah, he dies in the bomb.
Yes. Yes?
The partner. He dies. He goes to the
guy's
guy's house.
He goes to the wrong house.
No, he goes to the right house.
But
the guy's
the
not there.
bomber's not there. He's in like a flat with creepy dolls.
Yes, he's in a building opposite where the money's gonna get dropped, and then he kidnaps her after they've escaped the bus.
He gets into a police suit and he's like, "Oh, Jake, is that the main character? Jack. Jack wants you to come over here so you're safe."
Yeah, and he puts a bomb vest on her.
Yeah, and what he does is he takes her to the front carriage, makes her put her arms out, and handcuffs her so her arms are both around
a pole.
So even if it was just like one hand, it was both hands stuck there. So
do you know the funny thing about that pole?
What?
Do you notice when the subway train crashes, it comes off the tracks, and it tips, the two of them fall over and the pole falls away at the ceiling? Yes.
Knew that.
Did you not notice that?
No.
Oh, in the middle of the crash, they both fall over.
I know she was still handcuffed to something.
Because if it fell over and she was still actually handcuffed to it, she'd be holding her hands up in the air.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they actually... I'm guessing to get the gravity flux, I'm guessing they actually did tip the whole carriage 90 degrees to give them that kind of fall over. So it looked realistic. It probably was stuntmen, but to have one of them still attached to a pole would be dangerous. So the top of the pole actually
came off.
So instead of him kicking at the bottom, he should have kicked
at
the top.
I like that way because it's both hands. They can't slide it off. They can't do this weird tie thing. And it's not like they could just do one hand and find like there's always like an emergency thing on a tram. They couldn't use that because it's both
like
hands.
An axe, yeah.
And they're so close together.
Yeah, it seems so funny that after everything they've done, he looks at it and she's like, "Okay, just unlock me and we'll get out of it." And he's like, "I don't have the keys for those." It's like such a simple...
It's such an emotional moment because she's crying. She's like, leave the train now. And he's like, "I don't have the key." And he starts freaking out.
Yeah.
And they just hold on to each other on the floor. She's crying. He's
To be fair, I'm not entirely sure how he would get... He'd have to go back and disconnect a carriage. And I don't know if you'd be able to do that on a subway train. I don't think it'd be that easy if you understand.
No, in subway trains you can't just connect them because they're linked with the rubber, like, you know...
Yes, I know the
rubber things. There's not like a disconnecting thing.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't think it'd be easy for him to...
Unless he
there'd
gets
be no way
a
for him to get...
chainsaw and he just saws around the rubber bit and just goes backwards.
No, but they're still connected at the bottom as well.
Yeah.
There's metal. So even once he's done that, he's still got to get down to it. I don't think it's that easy for him to do. So yeah, he's a bit kind of stuck.
He's quite stuck there.
But on our scale, I mean...
This is great tension. It's great action, great characters...
Is this still a great movie, is it?
I think it's a great movie. What did you think it was?
Well, I think it's a great movie, but I'm surprised you think it's a great movie.
I think it's really good. It's just action-packed, but at the same time, it's got storyline.
I'll say it maybe feels slightly long.
It does feel after, like, the tram does feel like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
But it
is
works.
It is like three parts because you've got the elevator, the bus, and then you've got the train section at the end.
So it's 3 Die Hards. You got a Die Hard in an elevator. You got a Die Hard in a bus. You got a Die Hard in a train.
What was Die Hard? Die Hard was 1991, I think.
And then you've got Die Hard in a building. You also have a Die Hard in a boat called
No, Die Hard is in a building, so there is no Die Hard in a building.
So there's Die Hard.
This was Die Hard on a bus. There was I don't know why this is Die Hard on a bus because
there's also a Die Hard in a skyscraper.
No, because that is Die Hard.
No, Die Hard's just in office buildings.
Yeah, that is a skyscraper though.
But there's an even bigger one if you watch the movie Skyscraper with The Rock. That's like on 140.
Yeah, but that's more of a disaster movie than an actual Die Hard.
No, it's a Die Hard movie because people set fire and try and capture the children.
No, because the Rock's not the killer in that. He's not like the he doesn't kill everybody like John McClane does.
Yeah, true.
This was Die Hard in a bus, but you've got Under Siege, which is Die Hard in a bus.
What's better? The villain in Die Hard 3, made me say Die Hard 3 or the villain in this one. Die Hard, not the original great Alan Rickman. Die Hard, his younger brother.
No, to be fair, I liked Jeremy Irons because his plan
was quite solid.
I'll say that Hans Gruber, what was his name? What was he originally born as?
It was like
we
watched
this not that. Anyway, Jeremy Irons, Alan Rickman, their plan should have worked. His plan should have worked too. Dennis Hopper, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But his plan should have worked as well. I think he was a bit OTT.
I honestly really wanted Alan Rickman to succeed. Walk out with the money.
Everyone does.
I really want.
Hold on, wrong film. We've still got leave that one. But I think Dennis Hopper was a really good villain. To be fair, he's only in it enough to
get the good parts.
Get the good parts. I mean, the beginning's really interesting. The end bit on the train is cool.
There's a few good lines in there as well. There's a few really like heroic lines and evil lines.
Yeah, but he's not. He's good at what he does.
Yeah.
And I think he's good in that sense. And I like the fact that he's like he's got his thumb blown off. He's a ex-bomb squad guy, and he's got a bit of a motive as well. He's
got flavour. He's got that backstory. He's got why he wants to do that.
Yes, and it just so happens that
also thumbs are one of the most useful things, and I'm pretty sure it was his right hand because he's doing everything and he's a bit wonky with it.
Yeah, because he answers the phone with his left because he holds the phone like
he crosses his arm over.
Yeah, but no, awesome film. Okay, this is still great. That'll get added to our list as a great film.
Very good, great film. I'm surprised you didn't choose this as your alphabet letter because this could have got you great.
Oh, we'll go back to the alphabet letter at some point. We needed to just watch some films without the stress of letters behind it. So
we also had to watch some films without the stress of podcasts.
We've done a few.
We have done a few podcasts, yeah.
Yes.
We've got one podcast I know for a fact we're not doing.
Which one?
Thomas Crown Affair.
Did you not like that?
Isla and me
both
rated this bum pants. No, we both rated it bad, sorry.
You both rated it bad?
We started off with bum pants and then we were like, okay,
Isla was invested because she wanted to know how the guy got the thing back.
I got it right again.
Yeah, no, you got it right 5 minutes before the end.
Yeah, I still got right.
Just as the reveal.
Yeah, I got right.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
I did get right because I got it before the reveal. But the movie still sucked. And her boobs were out for the whole thing. Her nipples were out.
Her boobs weren't out for the whole film. They were out for the sex scene. You've just
They were out for the 2/3 of the last part. The first third, no boobs. 2/3 of the last part, there was.
They weren't out that much. They're like 5 minutes out of like 140 minutes.
No, there's 5 minutes.
You
of
just
that
don't.
part,
Yeah.
and then there's about like 10
you know
minutes
what?
at the dance scene.
Enough. Stop. You're going OTT. Nibbies, say goodbye to our wonderful listeners.
Bye.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Love you. Goodbye.